Yeah, people don't like to sell, but selling is where everything changes, right?
Yeah.
Because no matter how good your product, your course, your membership, whatever it is you're selling, what your online business, no matter how good it is, if you don't sell, people will not buy. If you don't sell, people would not know that what you're selling exists, right?
Right.
So you have to sell it. And the good thing is that social media has made it so much easier now
Oh
to
my
sell,
goodness.
right?
It has.
You don't have to spend a lot of money on ads and this and that and the other that all this guru tells you to do. We usually say you start with your niche, your friends, your family, all of these people around you,
Your
social
warm
media,
market.
your warm market, right? By just talking to them, right? So let's break it down to you, right? Let's say you have a course or an ebook. Let's just use an ebook for just easy math, right? And it's $97, right? So your ebook is $97. So you need to make $10,000 a month or $8,500 a month to hit 100K a year, right? So you just need about 85 to 100 people a month to do it, right? So that's really, really easy to do. All you have to do is to really start talking to your audience, talking to them every day. Not just talking about them, they should buy your this or that, but become an expert on authority in that field, right? Start putting out good content, good stuff that helps people in that area.
Yeah.
And people start asking you and say, hey, you're really talking good on this thing, right? What do you have? What can you
Yeah.
offer me? Can you help me? Hello, rich friends. So good to see you all today. Welcome to another episode of the New Rich Podcast. We are so excited to have you here. We are so excited that you're watching this show all the time and that you subscribed already. I am Uyi Abraham and it's my co-host.
Dr. Faith Abraham, welcome, rich friends. We're so glad you're here.
Awesome. We're so excited you're here. Today we have a very, very important topic. We're going to be talking about how to make $100,000 online.
Yes.
And that is such a good topic to talk about because a lot of people do not understand that it's fairly easy and it's a lot easier now
Yes.
in 2023 and beyond to make 100,000 than it was a few years ago.
Right. That's
But
true.
before we get started,
Okay.
so how was your week?
My week was fantastic and phenomenal because I found money.
Awesome.
I did. It was a gift card. But one of the things that I always say is money finds me. It locates me. It's my friend. It always shows up. And I think I was doing some cleaning or something. And then I noticed that I had a gift card I hadn't even used yet. I didn't even know how much was on it. So that was just a little confirmation that my affirmations are pulling through for us, sister. So I've been excited about that all week. How was yours?
Yeah, my week was good. I like that. That rhymes though.
Oh, you caught that?
Confirmation.
That my affirmation is coming through for us.
Okay, so you got the confirmation that your affirmation is coming through. All
That's
right,
it.
I like that. I like the way that rhymes. Yeah, my week has been really awesome and fantastic. I've been doing a lot of thinking and planning and strategy. Scripture in the Bible, Habakkuk 2:2, say, write the vision down and make it plain. So that those who read it will run with it, And starting a new year, it's always easier to just kind of talk about all these different things you want to do and just want to run with it, And we've been having some private conversations too, because I'm excited about what you're also working on too. In case you don't know, Dr. Faith is very, very passionate about the brain and how the brain works and how that helps you to become successful and find your niche and having, success and all of other things and making money online. How is all connected to that? And when you find out your brain type and how your brain works, it just helps you to, have more joy and also to make more money online. So she's working on a project now on how the brain works and how that can help you in every area of your life. And I'm really, really excited about that.
Neuroscience for the win.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been talking about that, working on that, and, just kind of also in the midst of doing that, just also find out my brain works,
Yes.
So I'm not sure what terms, because you're going to have your own terms and stuff. But I'm more like a visionary dreamer. I see big things, big pictures. I see goals and dreams. I set them very big. And I often forget about the details. I often ignore the details. I often
Oblivious.
don't think of the little things that we take or require. I just have faith. I'm a faith guy. I'm like, okay, this was we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it. Let's go.
But you realize that even though you are a visionary does not mean that, or you not paying attention to the details doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have faith.
Yeah.
Faith is also in the details. Faith is in the big picture. The thing is, you have enough faith so that the little things don't allow you to stop dreaming or to stop envisioning or to stop, that's the thing about it. And so a lot of times I think what we do is we feel like, if I don't do this or if I pay attention to this, then that means I don't have faith. No, you can have faith and know the details, because the Bible also says that you have to count the cost before you build a house.
Yeah.
You count the cost to see what is required, what will be needed. So if you have a budget, and you see it on HGTV all the time, right? This is a perfect example. You see it on HGTV. They're building the house and the budget is $145,000. And then sometimes at the end of it, they'll say, okay, or towards the end, they'll say, okay, do you have an extra $10,000? Or should we skip this room or this upgrade or this whatever? Because the cost that they counted at the beginning, some things came up and kind of knocked the budget higher than what they anticipated. So you're either going to cut something out or you're going to add to the pot. So as a visionary, though, that's not your focus. For someone else who is more detail oriented, that's their focus. They're going to say, well, I figured that this could happen, so we did have an extra 10K, or we did have an extra 5K. So let's see how we can make that stretch, right? Which is what a visionary needs. You can't literally do life alone. You have to have people. So if you're a visionary, you have to have the opposite, which is the detailed person, which is why I believe God put us together, because I'm the detailed person. You're the visionary person. Yeah. And so though we bump heads, when we finally get it together, it gels and meshes really, really well. And so it allows for those projects to not be so all over the place because you're only focused on the big picture, or I'm only focused on the detail. Both of those things are considered. They're put together, and then the project can come to fruition. So we need each other.
Yep. Very, very true. So that is amazing. So that's a good intro.
That is neuroscience for you people. We love it. Well, I love it.
Yeah. So we need to do an episode on how the brain works and how that helps in terms of marriage. Now, I'm even saying that it's even beyond just making money and finding joy, even relationship, right?
Relationship.
Because if you marry the same person that you have the same brain type as, it might be harder to really kind of, succeed or bring that balance.
Yes.
Everybody's a dreamer. Who's going to take care of the details, for example? If everybody's an executioner, who's going to dream, right? So I'm really excited about it. So, but let's kind of come to the topic for today: how to make $100,000 in a year, right? And in this episode, we're going to give you the step-by-step on how you can do that. So let's just get it started now. So the first step is mindset. Mindset is very, very important, right?
Yeah.
Mindset changes your bank set, right? If you want to change your money, you need to first change your mind. It's mind over money, mind over matter. The reason why a lot of people are broke and not able to really experience the joy and abundance that God has for them or that they desire is because of the wrong mindset. If you are not making $100,000 yet, is really because of the mindset that you have that is preventing you from making $100,000. It's not because you're not dope enough, you're not smart enough, you're not, good enough, or your product, your course, or coaching, or whatever. It's not always that. It's just because of usually having the wrong mindset, right? I remember, coming to America with just $100 and a suitcase of clothes and experiencing, considerable level of lack and poverty growing up in Africa. In case you don't know my story, I was raised by my grandma. My grandma used to do so well. She built 5 houses as a single mother. And then she started having diabetes complications, and then started losing her eyesight. And, when her eyesight started getting bad, her drive started getting bad, our zeal, our energy, everything started getting bad, and then our income just started going down. And when our income started going down was when I started kind of getting to a level of consciousness where I was knowing what was going on around in life, And as our income started going down, things are just so hard financially.
Yeah.
So I remember we only ate rice, pretty much twice a week sometimes. And rice was a favorite food. Yeah. Growing up in Africa, usually on Sundays, we never ate chicken until like a full chicken, like a leg, a foot thigh, with having to split with several other kids, except on Sundays and usually Christmas and Easter. So growing up with lack, growing up with not having enough, growing up with, you cannot do that because we cannot afford it. You can't be in Boy Scout because we can't afford it. You can't go on trips because we can't afford it. We can't eat out. I don't ever remember growing up with my grandma when we went out to a restaurant to eat. I don't ever remember that. So there was nothing like that. That was luxury, So there was so many, we can't do that because we don't have money. We can't do that because we can't afford it. But the problem with that is that affected my mindset.
Absolutely.
That programmed me for lack and for poverty. And that brought about what I call poverty trauma. So a lot of poverty trauma that affected my mindset. So now I'm trying to be successful, make 100K online, but my consciousness is being interwoven, is being wired and programmed for lack.
Right.
So now I'm trying to sell something, but people are not buying because the energy, the vibe, the aura I was giving about myself was about lack, was about poverty, and people could feel it, right? So for many years, at least for over a decade, I was trying to be successful, but I didn't have the capacity on the inside of me to become successful. Until I began to notice that what was really working against me was my mindset. I needed to change the mindset. And this is why we're making this the first step, because we don't want you rich friends to get discouraged or feel certain way that your money is not growing, or your life is not growing, because we want you to understand that until you change your mindset, right? And one of the ways that changed my mindset was mentorship coaching, which Dr. Faye is going to be talking about as a second step, but also to books, exposure, networking, being in rooms, right? So when you're trying to make 6 figures a year and you're in rooms where people are making 6 figures in a day, 6 figures in an hour, 6 figures in few seconds, right? It shifts your mindset, right? Because we don't want to just say, this is what you do, and not tell them how to do it, right? So how do you change your mindset for success? Just like I said earlier, let me say it one more time. You got to be intentional about it.
Very intentional.
You got to be in rooms and places that will expose and shift your mind muscles. You have to read books and podcasts, that helps you in that area. And exposure, you got to deliberately expose yourself.
Exactly.
I remember when we have the funds, we live on the south side of Atlanta, we had to, do staycation, right? Because, to go to the nicer part of town, we wanted to leave, even though we couldn't afford it then, but we just go there for a few hours. We go there to eat, we drive around, smelt it, felt it. And what was happening was that we're shifting our mindset towards success.
Yes.
Before I got a Rolls Royce, I'll go to Rolls Royce dealership. I'll go to masterminds where the host or certain people there will pull up in a Rolls Royce. I will look at it. I will sit inside of it. And then what was happening was I was shifting my mindset towards able to receive that Rolls Royce. If you want to earn $100,000 a year, but you're hanging around broke people or people who are only dreaming or aspiring, only making like 20, 30,000 a year, it's going to be hard for you to shift your mindset towards success. So the very first thing you got to do, you got to be intentional to moving from poverty mindset, poverty trauma, lack, relationships, environments that reinforces the lack of what you don't want to see, and moving to the areas where it becomes easier for you to dream and to shift that mindset. And you cannot shift the mindset in a day. It's a process and it takes time.
It really does. It really does. The second tip that you're going to use to make your first 100K is coaching and mentorship. And this literally piggybacks on what you were saying about mindset, because coaching and mentorship gives you the opportunity to be reprogrammed. A lot of people feel like, oh, I have a coach, I have a mentor, and that's just going to do the trick. No, that is a intentional action that you're taking to do several things. So one of the things is they're going to be able to give you some knowledge, wisdom. The failures that they have, they don't have to be your failures. They failed already. So now they're just passing on their wisdom and their understanding to you. So you can move forward faster. You can collapse what would usually take decades into days. That's the point of having coaching and mentorship. Then the other part of it too is you're seeing a living example of someone who has done what it is that you want to do. So what happens is now, subconsciously, you are saying it's within reach, it's within reach, it's within reach. And when you keep saying that over and over again, and a lot of times we don't realize that these are the type of conversations that we have with ourselves, it now allows you to reprogram your mind from what you were exposed to when you were a child, because that's the biggest restraint and holdback of you getting to the next level, getting to the 100K, getting to the 250, the 500, the $1 million, is what's inside of you versus who you're actually meant to become. And you're like having this war with yourself on, no, bro, this is what we saw growing up. This is what it is. This is facts, versus this new thing that, okay, well, this is possible though, and I want that. But the two parts of you are at war, like somebody's got to bow down. Something has got to give. So the coaching gives you the opportunity to have a tangible, real, living, breathing person that you've bought into, that now when they say something, when they speak something, it now is able to bypass your conscious mind, tap into the subconscious, those limiting beliefs, the experiences that you've had, those walls that you've put up that you don't even realize are there. It starts to knock down at those walls so that the real you can come up, and the real you can create the wealth, the riches, the business, the companies, the corporations, the orphanages, all the big stuff that you want to do. That version of you can finally come up. That's the power of coaching and mentorship. And the other part is you don't have to bump your head up against the wall, however long it's going to take you to bump your head up against the wall. For me personally, personal growth and personal development was the biggest thing. And I thought, oh, I've been doing this for 5 years. I should be there by now. It's not about the time. It's not about the time. Your brain doesn't care how much time you spent reprogramming it. Has it been reprogrammed? Is it reprogrammed for the level you're going to? Then the next level you're going to, then the next level. So it's this constant, beautiful journey, but we make it hard because we're like, oh, I'll just YouTube it. I'll figure it out. YouTube University. And listen, I'm down for a YouTube University. Obviously, you're probably watching this on YouTube. However, having someone who can do something for you and create something specifically for your business, your brain type, how you are, where you've come from, versus having to patch something together from all these different people who don't have a clue who you are, where you're coming from, or what you're doing, or your market, or your niche audience. Custom versus generalized something. Which one do you feel like is going to make you go forward faster? Custom. Yeah. Custom's going to do it every time. Right? It's the difference between a custom car and then just a general car that anyone can pick up and start driving. Yeah. You feel better in that custom. That custom speaks to you. Yeah. Because it's your favorite color. You like the wood grain. You got the fiberglass. The orange seat, that's his color. The orange seats just speak to you every time you open the door. You know, it's custom to you. Yeah. The seat moves back for the length of your legs. Every time you start the car, it's custom. So you move for it, and it makes you feel a lot differently than patching everything together.
That is amazing, So, I mean, mentorship is a shortcut for
It's
success.
A shortcut.
It just...
a good shortcut.
Yes. And lengthens the time that requires to become successful.
Absolutely.
Instead of trying to learn everything on your own and figure it out on your own, mentorship just helps you get there faster. And it's a shortcut. Shortcuts are good, right? So now let's go to the next one, right? The next step is to specialize your expertise, right? Because for you to be able to make $100,000 a year in this, creators economy, is really depending on what you know. It depends on you specializing on something. Mm-hmm. There are several things you can learn or specialize in. One of my friends just made $3 million last year on Airbnb. And the issue was that he didn't make $3 million with Airbnb. Right? So he made $3 million teaching people the Airbnb game. Okay. So what happened was that he's young, he's about 18 or so, and was just trying to make money online, invested a lot of money to the mentorship mentorship and mastermind where we both met, right? And so he tried options trading. He lost like $100,000. He tried this and that, and he lost money. And he just said, let me try Airbnb. So he made Airbnb, I think his first month, it cost him about $8,000 to get started. He made about $50,000.
That's good.
In about a few months, that was exciting. And then when he started opening multiple Airbnbs, then when he started hitting like $50,000 a month, they said, okay, what about if I start teaching people how to get into the Airbnb game, right? And so he just went all in to learn Airbnb and get better at Airbnb and everything related to that. So that knowledge, that expertise on Airbnb, he started creating like digital product, a course and an ebook to help people to get started in Airbnb, right? So that was what helped him to become successful. And thinking about 6 months, of course, he had a lot of publicity, was in podcasts and other places where he got a lot of exposure. But in 6 months, he made about $3 million just by people buying his courses and his products, right? So awesome. Even though we're saying in this video that how to make $100K in a year, right? But the truth is that $100K is just the starting point.
Absolutely.
That's not where we want you to end. That's just you starting out with your online business, right? So when you learn that expertise like my friend did, it was in Airbnb. Now it's like teaching other people how to do the same. Mm-hmm. And because there are billions of people in the world and millions of them have no clue on how to start and make money on Airbnb, they started buying his stuff. And in 6 months, he made over $3 million. So how does that apply to you, right? It doesn't matter where you are now. What is that skill, that expertise that you have that you can start teaching other people in the form of an online course or an ebook or coaching program, whatever that is that people will buy you for? My friend is only 18 years old, right? And he learned Airbnb. For you, yours might be bartending, yours might be cooking, yours might be baking, yours might be credit repair, yours might be funding, and yours might be how to date, how to marry, yours might be, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Don't overthink it. Just think about something that you already know or something that you can learn. Like in this case, he did not know Airbnb. He just learned it. He put the time and effort into learning Airbnb. Now he can teach somebody else. What can you learn in this season that you can teach somebody else? We have several courses. One of my best-selling one is tax preparation.
Right.
Years ago, I was into tax preparation. I still do taxes, but I don't do it professionally anymore. I just do it for some of my old clients, right? But I learned tax preparation. I saw it was lucrative. I made a lot of money from it. So what do? I created a course to teach people how to start a tax preparation business, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Faith, she's been a Christian counselor for a long time. She built a six-figure business with it. And what did she do? She started teaching people how to start a Christian counseling business. She created an online course for that. She has multiple ebooks, multiple courses, right? So the same with you. Do not overthink it. That's why the point number one was mindset.
Yes.
Part of the thing about mindset is not overthinking your gift, right? Remember, it could be something you already know or something you can learn. What can you learn that you can teach somebody else, right? And then you just package it, and then 100K will be a breeze for you. And we want to know in the comment too, what are some skills you have now that you feel like people will pay for? Right. And we're going to jump in the comments and maybe give you some other insights on that as well.
Maybe you're sitting on it and you're just debating. You have like top 5, like you got 5 things that you know you're good at or you like to talk about or discuss. Put it in the comments. Let's work, let's look at it. Let's work through it. For me, a lot of the stuff that I teach and I post came from trying to solve a problem for myself.
That's good.
I was trying to solve a problem for myself. I was trying to figure out why I could get into a business and make buku money, thousands of dollars, bring other people into the business, thousands of, we're making money, we're exciting, it's fun. Then all of a sudden it'll just dry up. So it'd be feast and famine. And I couldn't figure out how to escape the famine in one business. So then I would go to the next business, same thing, feast. We're making money. Things are happening. Customers, clients, all of the good stuff. Then it would just dry up and I couldn't figure out how to turn it back around and pick it back up. And so I would do it again and again and again. So recognizing the pattern of my life, I'm like, okay, what is really going on here? Is it me? Am I the weirdo? Am I the only one that's going through this? Or are there other people? So long story short, started doing some healing, started having to do some reprogramming. That's what I was used to, feast and famine. I grew up, I'm the oldest of 5. My parents both immigrated from Nigeria to America. I'm the firstborn. So I was growing up as they were growing up in a brand new country, starting all over again. So there was a lot of stuff that I experienced with them, their frustrations, the lack of money, new job, new business, started where it didn't. So all that stuff was in my programming. And I didn't realize it until I started to start a business. Mm-hmm. And that's when the understanding and the revelation of mindset came to play. Then I have my PhD in counseling, my bachelor's in psychology. So understanding those things that I learned in my degree, I started applying them and going deeper to solve that problem. Mm-hmm. So then it started working. And then it was like, oh, wait a minute, this really works. Okay, let me keep doing it. Let me test it on this person and this client. And it started working. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I got it. So then I put it together into a course. And then I started pushing it out. And that was, a part of my online business.
Yes. That's amazing. I mean, this video is so awesome. And if you just follow these steps, you are going to crush $100,000 this year. So what's the next point, the step? Because the first step, again, was to your mindset. The second step was to specialize in something, get an expertise. So what's the next step that people need to have or follow to crush $100,000?
Well, you got to create it. You got to create it so that people can get it from you, so people can purchase it.
Yeah.
And you need a solid platform to do that. There's no reason in this day and age that you have to have all these different platforms just to run one online business. That's why we created Vonza. Vonza is that platform that allows you to do business online seamlessly because it has all the different tools that you need in one place so that you can run your business easily, smoothly, efficiently, and profitably, of course. So when you create your course, you create your products, you upload it onto your Vonza platform. When your customers go onto the platform and they purchase it, you get paid for the purchase and they get the content delivered to them via email.
That's amazing.
Seamlessly.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. There's no, like what we had to do back in the day when the online space just opened up, having to check the email. Did the payment go through? Did it not go through? Did we have to go to PayPal? Then we had to do this. Okay, then we're going to go and I got to find it in my computer so I can send it to their email. Oh, I didn't get the email. Okay, you sent it to the wrong email. So, and this is all stuff that you had to do manually. I'm having trauma just thinking about it and remembering this stuff. But now you don't have to do that. Vonza does all of that for you. So you can focus on the stuff that you love to do, which is to help people, serve people, and tell them about what you have to offer. So that's the next step, having a solid platform. To host your courses and your products and things of that nature.
Awesome. And this video is sponsored by Vonza.com. the only one platform for entrepreneurs and creators to run their business online. Whether you want to build a website, create courses, memberships, ebooks, products, anything you need, everything you need to run your business online, all in one place. So go to Vonza.com and start a free trial today.
Turning your knowledge into revenue is supposed to be a seamless experience, but you're stuck dealing with messy tech and the frustrations of tying multiple tools together just to create and sell online. Using multiple platforms to run one business wastes a lot of time and money. With Vonza, simplify your online business and delight your customers. One platform to run your business effectively. Create courses. Sell products. Build website. Sales funnels. Grow community. Coach clients. Send emails. Get paid. Finally, all the tools you need to turn your knowledge into a flourishing business. Vonza is so easy to use. Start your free trial now at Vonza.com. The best all-in-one business platform.
So what's the next point that somebody needs, or the next step that somebody needs to follow to make 100K this year?
The next and final step is to, this might be a cuss word to some people though, sell it.
Awesome. So you got to sell it, right? Because that's what really matters. No matter how good your course.
Well, I want you to finish. I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to be Kanye. I'm going to let you finish. But people don't like the word sell.
Yeah.
People don't like to sell. Come on now. Let's not play like we don't know.
Yeah.
Facts are facts.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't like to sell, but selling is where everything changes, right?
Yeah.
Because no matter how good your product, your course, your membership, whatever it is you're selling, your online business, no matter how good it is, if you don't sell, people will not buy. If you don't sell, people would not know that what you're selling exists, right?
Right.
So you have to sell it. And the good thing is that social media has made it so much easier now to sell.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
It has.
You don't have to spend a lot of money on ads and this and that and the other that all this guru tells you to do. We usually say you start with your niche, your friends, your family, all of these people around you, your social
warm
media.
market.
Your warm market, right? By just talking to them, right? So let's break it down to you, right? Let's say you have a course or an ebook. Let's just use an ebook for just easy math, right? And it's $97, right? So your ebook is $97. So you need to make $10,000 a month or $8,500 a month to hit 100K a year, right? So you just need about 85 to 100 people a month to do it, right? So that's really, really easy to do. All you have to do is to really start talking to your audience, talking to them every day. Not just talking about them, they should buy your this or that, but become an expert, an authority in that field, right? Start putting out good content, good stuff that helps people in that area.
Yeah.
And people start asking you and say, hey, you're really talking good on this thing, right? What do you have? What can you offer me? Can you help me? The other day I posted on how I helped one of my mentees and my student to make $1.2 million, right? And I didn't even ask anybody to reach out. I just say, hey, this is how I helped them. And I broke down the step. And people just started reaching out to me on my DM, telling me that they needed me to help them to make money online, help them to, to be successful and to coach them, right? That's what happens when you talk like that authority, when you talk like that expert, and you begin to just help people for free. Right? And then they'll just start coming to you and asking you for more help. And guess what? You just have to now offer them your course, your ebook, your products, whatever it is that you are offering. The main thing is that you have to sell. You have to sell. There's no two ways about it, right? Create a YouTube video. Do a podcast, talk to your social media people, go live. There's so many ways you can sell, but the good news is that once you start putting yourself out there, the sales are going to come.
They're going to come. And let me help you a little bit with distinguishing what's what, right? So marketing is what you do to get people to come to you, know who you are, know what it is that you offer. And sales is just closing, meaning that you're taking them from being interested to them actually purchasing the product or the service that you have. And it's not about convincing anyone of anything. I'm not going to convince you to buy my stuff. I'm not going to convince you to do any business with me. But when I show up and you see that I know what I know, and what I know is what you need, you're going to want to do business with me. And so you have to have that mindset, that mentality that once I show you what I know, once you see that I have something that's going to help you, the sales part is easy. It's going to come. Yeah. I had a client and she did hair. She had been doing hair for years, but she was having carpal tunnel. So her fingers would kind of, even when she would be doing my hair, her fingers would kind of lock up. Yeah. And so she would step away and be like, oh, I'm just going to get something to drink. But I noticed she was moving around a lot. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, what's really going on? And so she was saying that carpal tunnel was developing in her hands from doing hair for so long. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, well, we started talking about it, and I found out that she really wanted to retire, but that was her source of income. And I said, well, you really are lucky and blessed because you live in a time where the skills that you have, you've been doing it for so long, you can do it with your eyes closed. How about you teach people how to do it at home? Yeah. How about you teach them what you know so that they can take care of themselves and maintain their hairstyle at home, which will create more income for you. And you don't even have to come to the chair all the time because you're making income on the side teaching people. Yeah. And she's like, well, I never thought about that. I didn't even know that that was a possibility. I said, well, that's why I'm here. That is why I'm here. So I can show you and I can teach you. So what we ended up doing was, I'm about to give y'all some stuff here. So get a pen and paper out and take notes. So what we started doing is I told her, whenever you're doing hair, I want you to break out your phone. She has like the huge ring light and she would just sit it in the corner and take pictures after she was done. And I was like, no, show people the process.
Yes, the process.
Show them the process. Yes. When you're braiding the hair, show us. When you're parting the hair, show us. When you're trimming the hair to make it healthy and shine and bouncy and you're doing the silk press, like she has this way where she takes the flat iron and it goes down and she does something with her wrist. And I'm like, girl, look at the flick of the wrist. Like, show us the flick of the wrist so we can do that too. And I was like, this is stuff that you're doing, but this is stuff that will generate income for you online because it's your work. That's social media money. Then you now put that together in a step-by-step and show us how to create a style or braid our hair or what have you. That's a ebook, another online course money. Right? Then you're showing us how to maintain a hairstyle. You're showing us the products that you use in the shop, or at least the equivalent of it that you can get on Amazon. That's affiliate marketing money right there. So we just developed 4 streams of income from something that she's been doing for years.
That's awesome. And that's what we're trying to tell you in this video. You know, there's so many ways you can make money online. And $100,000 is easy for you to crush. So we want to also hear in the comments your thoughts on this video. What are some other ways you have found out or that you have put together that you think will help anybody to also make money online? So remember, if this is your first time, don't let it be your last time. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with other 5 rich friends that you have that you want to also learn something from this episode. So we're going to wrap this episode up. I think we really kind of show the steps that it takes from A to Z to help somebody to start and grow 100K goal in a year. So as we're closing out, you know, you have any final thoughts to someone? This is your camera on what they need to do that can help them to really crush 100K this year. Anything to kind of put it all together.
You have something that the world needs. The world just doesn't know that you have it. And you're sleeping on it. So wake up. AM is when you wake up and get to work. Put it out there. Help people. Serve people. When you serve enough people, you will have and get everything you need. So serve.
Awesome. All right, rich friends, thank you for joining us in this episode. We'll look forward to see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye, rich friends.